Middleweight bout here for the co-main event. Caio Borralho and Michal Oleksiejczuk plus 315 for Michal, minus 315 for Caio. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 151 for the over, minus 151 for the under. Caio Borralho coming in here 5-0 in his last 5. Brazilian fighter fighting the Polish guy here. Michal coming off of a big win over Cody Brundage in the knockout win, and then a big win against Sam Alvey. And that was Sam Alvey's retirement fight. But who do you like here?
This is another one where it's like with Borralho, I feel like we haven't seen enough of him on the feet to know what it's going to be like if someone goes out there and stuffs all his takedowns and he's forced to just strike with a guy, or at least a guy at this level as Oleksiejczuk. I mean, against Armin Petrosian, he was able to get him down 4 times. He was outstruck 31-12 in that fight. But with those takedowns, man, he's such a beast on the ground that he steals minutes. If this thing takes place on the mat, I don't think Oleksiejczuk is terrible off his back, like as far as getting back to the feet or reversing position, because we saw him do it against Brundage. But I mean, I feel like Caio Borralho is a different animal than guys like Cody Brundage. And on the feet, though, if Oleksiejczuk can keep it there, he's shown to be really aggressive and super accurate with his striking. I've been super impressed with him. I know he's landing significant strikes at 50%, and he's landing almost 5 per minute. So, he's throwing nearly 10 significant strikes a minute, which is good. He's getting hit with 4, so the striking differential's right in line. It's nothing, bad on his side at all. The takedown defense is what kind of concerns me with Oleksiejczuk. It's at 42%. I want to see it a little bit higher against a guy like Caio Borralho, who is just relentless. He's strong, aggressive with the takedowns, and that's where he's looking to get this fight. I am going to lean with the favorite as the pick, who I think should win. But I mean, laying the chalk on a minus 300 fighter against a dangerous guy like Michal Oleksiejczuk is just too risky for me. I think Caio should win the fight, but will not in any way, shape, or form be surprised if you see Oleksiejczuk make this thing close and dirty.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from Borralho in his few UFC fights. He seems very smart and very technical in the way that he fights. I mean, he kind of bounces. He's light on his feet when he's on the feet. A southpaw, throws a lot of kicks, tries to keep range. And then once he can find his opening, he'll get the takedowns, and he's fairly accurate at it, 75% takedown accuracy. So that's pretty high for a grappler that wants to get it to the ground and shoots pretty often. So, I mean, once he gets you to the ground, you're not going many places. He's going to keep you there. He's going to fish for submissions, but he's not going to put himself into many positions where he could lose a position. He's not going to force a submission. He will rack up that ground control time. And the one thing that I saw in the Muradov fight is he was kind of forcing the issue a little bit more, and he would lose position. So I'm kind of thinking as he goes up in the level of competition, like maybe he can't just, hold guys down, and maybe the grappling level is getting a little bit better as he climbs the ranks. But Michal Oleksiejczuk doesn't present many problems as far as on the ground. The real problem is going to be that left hand. And for Michal, sitting at plus 315, it's pretty tempting because that left hand could put out like most people. And if he pressures Caio and clips him, that plus 315 is going to be looking pretty good. But like you said, I mean, if he can get it to the ground, he probably just racks up control time, maybe even gets a submission. But the one bright spot we saw in the Cody Brundage fight is Michal got taken down by Cody and then reversed the position and hammered him with a couple hammer fists and put him out. So maybe there's a lot of improvements there that we can go off of. Honestly, I hate the price on Caio at minus 315. I absolutely hate it. And that's coming from a guy that likes what he's done in the UFC. I just fear that left hand of Michal. And honestly, it seems like it's going to be time for like Caio to get a loss here. That's just what I'm feeling. Like Michal has had a couple losses. He's very experienced in the UFC too. Like he's fought a good amount of grapplers. not even grapplers, but he's been submitted a couple times in the UFC. And then he's coming in here against a guy who he knows wants to get him to the ground. So I think he might have some kind of game plan that could stuff it. So I think the value's on Michal in this one. I would not really like holding the minus 315 ticket for Borralho.